As McPhee and the Golden Knights ready to meet his old franchise in the Stanley Cup Final, those memories are a primary storyline. It's a reminder that he once had a personal stake in the futures of the players sitting on the opposite bench during his 17 seasons in Washington. 13 current Capitals were acquired by McPhee. He handpicked them, molding the roster into a perennial power before his untimely firing in 2014. Upon orchestrating an expansion draft that has become a case study for tactful, opportunistic management, McPhee might be the first GM in professional sports to have influenced two competing championship finalists so heavily. Golden Standard: how Vegas became the most successful expansion team in sports history. It's funny how life goes. 2 years ago, I was walking around Ann Arbor kicking stones and couldn't get a job, he quipped with reporters during Sunday's media day. I'm certainly proud of the Washington team and the players. We made good selections, and they turned out to be real good players. I can certainly take pride in that. George McPhee acquired 13 of the Capitals' 25 players who have appeared in the 2018. That part was tough. Watching Alex Ovechkin, drafted first overall in 2004, and Nicklas Backstrom, drafted 4th overall 2 years later, finally get over the playoff hump together after so much failure brought satisfaction, if not a certain degree of validation. That's not to take credit away from Brian McClellan, who was hired by McPhee as a scout for Washington in 2001. He rose up the ranks to director of player personnel and then to assistant general manager, serving as McPhee's right-hand man for 7 seasons until ultimately replacing his childhood friend. Their relationship, which spans more than 4 decades to their days together playing for the Guelph Holiday Platers, turned icy after McClellan's succession, but has thawed in recent months. More lazy Alex Ovechkin narratives can be laid to rest. Finally, it's awkward, McClellan said, recalling the time he was offered to replace McPhee as Capitals general manager full-time. George is mad. He's angry. He's got his feelings about it. Then I'm supposed to sit at his old desk in his old office and not down in the war room. It was hard. You know a guy a long time, back to when we were kids. But then I had to try to do the job. If McPhee built the foundation for this year's Capitals, McClellan fine-tuned it, even if some of his recent signings have induced head-scratching. Those aside, in the last 12 months, McClellan extended Evgeny Kuznetsov, who leads the playoff field in scoring, as a worthy and productive playoff running mate for Ovechkin, something McPhee never found, and astutely tweaked the roster with mid-season additions such as Michal Kempny, Devante Smith-Pelly and Brett Connolly. I knew it from the inside, McClellan said. I had a history with these players. I knew what we needed. Each general manager's body of work is to be celebrated. This is one of the tantalizing subplots to a Stanley Cup Final that's chock full of them, but with McPhee's fingerprints on nearly 75% of the players in this series, it's especially fun to look back on how each team came together using their expected rosters. More Golden Knights among biggest betting long shots in sports history. How the Capitals were built. McClellan drafted Jakub Vrana, 13th overall, 2014. McClellan signed Brooks Orpik, 2014. Oshie, 2015, Lars Eller, 2016, Kempny, 2018, McPhee drafted Ovechkin, 1st overall, 2004, Backstrom, 4th overall, 2006, John Carlson, 27th overall, 2008, Braden Holtby, 93rd overall, 2008, Dmitry Orlov, 55th overall, 2009, Kuznetsov, 26th overall. Rangers, Jonathan Marchessault, expansion draft from Panthers, Tomas Nosek, expansion draft from Red Wings, Eric Howla, expansion draft from Wild, James Neal, expansion draft from Predators, David Perron, expansion draft from Blues, Tomas Tatar, trade from Red Wings, Pierre-Edouard Bellemare, expansion draft from Flyers, Ryan Reeves, trade from Penguins, Riley Smith,